Over the next 3 to 6 months, Bitcoin faces three possible scenarios. The first is Scenario A, moderate recovery, which currently has the highest probability, around 40 to 50%. In this phase, Bitcoin remains relatively stable, mostly trading between $90,000 and $110,000, with occasional upward moves toward $115,000 or even $120,000. The second is Scenario B, a bullish rally, with a 25 to 35% chance. If macroeconomic signals improve, global liquidity increases, and institutional demand strengthens, Bitcoin could push toward the $130,000 to $150,000 range. The third is Scenario C, downside risk, with a 20 to 30% probability. If inflation rises, interest rates remain high, regulations tighten, or ETF outflows pick up, Bitcoin could drop into the $70,000 to $85,000 zone. Based on current conditions, Scenario A appears the most realistic, but Bitcoin always carries both upside and downside potential. This is not $25. Bitcoin is hovering around its 20-day EMA at $555 to $575 as a 2.5% altcoin self-offset in whale accumulation and merchant adoption. Table of contents. Bitcoin Cash holds its ground as the market pulls back. Consolidation at 20-day EMA after failed push. The merchant adopts and provides a floor for collecting wheels. The previous performance is reduced in the winding for a short period of time. Offsetting forces produce sideways day. Bitcoin Cash fell just 1% while the broader altcoin market fell 2.5%, held steady by a technical support zone, ongoing wheel accumulation, and merchant adoption, which kept buyers busy in the risk-off session. Bitcoin Cash holds its ground as the market pulls back. Consolidation at 20-day EMA after failed push. Bitcoin Cash traded in a tight band over the past 24 hours, moving to an intraday high of around $55,564.40 before settling around $5,558.91, around $5,555.54. This 1.01% drop stands in contrast to the total crypto market cap drop of 2.82%, and the altcoin market cap drop of about 2.45%, which means that BCH outperformed the altcoin complex by about 1.44 percentage points. The technical picture explains much of this flexibility. A current analysis by Quintilgraph notes that BCH recently pushed into overhead resistance around $607 before stepping in for sellers, with the report observing that Bitcoin Cash rejected the overhead resistance of $7,607 on Monday, indicating that demand is drying up at higher levels. The key battleground is now near the 20-day moving average of 556, where the bears are trying to push the price lower while the bulls need to eventually reclaim $607 to maintain control. The last 24 hours fit this framework perfectly. BCH spent most of the window hovering around the 20-day EMA, briefly before dipping into the mid-500. Financial advice, just a market analysis.